Yo guys, just setting a few things up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see. Alright, so we've had quite a few runners this morning. Main ones I'm watching right now are NFE and QTTB. Now this QTTB had some strong resistance at 4 and it's broke that right now. It is looking a bit choppy, but the MACD is about to turn bullish, so got this one on watch. NFE needs volume, so NFE needs some volume. Let's see, what else have we got? Cala had a news drop about 40 minutes ago saying they entered a securities purchase agreement with the CEO for 6 million, which sent the stock up around 50%. A few people caught that one early. Obviously, if you look at the chart for Cala, you can see it double topped at that 150, and near the top of that, you've seen the MACD turn bearish, which is a bearish indicator. And obviously, as you can see now, it's currently sitting at 107, so it's pulled right back to that 50-day moving average, 200-day moving average, sorry, which it seems to be finding a little bit of support at. So this 200-day moving average is currently sitting at 106. Got the scanner on the screen as well. Yo. Yeah, Cala's sitting right on its 200-day moving average, so this is currently support right now. So if you wanted to play it, this would be like, this is a support area. If it doesn't hold this, it'll likely pull back further, and under 1 it's probably done. QTTB. Now if this one breaks 5, this one could go crazy. It's currently broke its huge resistance at 4, so it's got a lot of room to run. I'm not seeing much resistance on the daily chart. So if it breaks that 5, this one could get crazy today. Right now, it is turning. It needs to. It's looking a bit choppy at this 430 range, so I'd wait for some confirmations. NFE just needs some volume. It's got like none at the minute. Obviously, most of the plays I look at, I look for high volume, as the chart setups are usually more accurate with higher volume plays. Be looking for that $5 break on QTTB and it could go crazy. Obviously, you need to manage your own risk. It's currently holding that 9-day EMA, very nice. On the 1-minute chart, it's been holding that all the way from its run. So it's looking pretty solid right now. This could be the one today that's got everyone's eyes on. Cala, it's lost a lot of volume. Not really much going on. See if it can gain some volume. It's currently holding that 200-day moving average, which is currently support around 106. What else is running? Let's see. It's pretty much QTTB. DRCT is currently in a downtrend, looking bearish. QTTB is testing that $450, which is usually a strong resistance. As you notice with a lot of these penny stocks, you get like $4.50, $5. You can usually tell where the resistances are as well, psychological, because this is where a lot of people will put their sell orders at. A lot of people put their sell orders here, and that's why you come into that resistance. Let's see. The scanner is on the screen. So the main ones hitting right now are QTTB. Main one I'm liking. NFE just needs volume, and this one might get that obviously when market open happens. Let's see. Cala's bouncing off that support currently. Didn't fall below 1, which was a good sign. Let's see if there's any more news plays coming out. Let's see. Not much. Bitcoin is down a lot today, so Bitcoin plays can be looking at them as well for possible bounce or swing plays. They might provide some nice opportunities. Let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin's just what looks like it's just probably below 85k. Bloody hell. Yeah, the market is pretty red today, so you want to be careful. Don't want to be over trading or anything. I do plan on buying some custom scanners soon, so I can just leave the stream on all day, and you guys can just what was it? Use this thingy. Hang on. Yeah, I do plan on, sorry, getting some custom scanners and a few more things to help you guys for the live, and then I can just leave it on all day, so even when I'm not here, you guys can just use the scanners and find the good trade ideas. QTTB is currently facing some strong resistance at that 450. It's still holding its 9-day moving average, so it's still bullish right now. I'm looking for a MACD crossover to confirm it and some strong volume, so just waiting for some confirmations on that one. As I was saying earlier, usually with these penny stocks, $4.50, $5, these are areas where people set their sell orders. And if I'm looking at level 2 right now, and the order book isn't actually that heavy on the sell side, so this one should be able to, if as long as it can hold this 9-day moving average, should be able to break it. It's pretty thin on both sides on level 2. It's a very volatile stock. Obviously, you want to see this candle here on the 1-minute chart close green and above it, so you get like an engulfing candle, which is bullish. So let's see how it closes. The main charts I also use when I'm day trading are the 1-minute. I do use the 5-minute sometimes, but mainly the 1-minute. Needs to break this 450. Then you can be looking for that $5. Obviously $5, you're going to encounter a lot of resistance. Let's see. Yes, it needs to break here. What else have we got running? NFE, not really moving, needs some volume. What's Cala doing? So Cala's currently just holding its 200-day moving average. The volume's just died out of this one completely, so I'm not really looking at it, to be honest. JFBR, let's have a look. Yeah, the same with this one. There's just no volume on this one, so I'm not really looking at this one right now. The main one I'm looking at is QTTB. It's got the most volume, and it looks like the main runner today. Usually with like stocks that have low volume, chart patterns don't mean as much. So say you've got so if it's low volume and you're getting like flags, sometimes they're not as accurate as obviously when you got high volume, it's more accurate as there's more buyers and sellers. So that's just something to look out for. That's why most day traders will focus on the heavy volume stocks, as when you see the chart patterns of these stocks like low volume, they're just all over the place a bit. But QTTB is definitely the main one I think I'm looking at right now. Needs to break this 430. It's hitting some strong resistance. look out for a bounce off of that VAT. Yeah, yeah. If you got like flags and that and like candle patterns with the low volume charts, it just means nothing. Well, it's just not as accurate. TGL. Let's have a look. TGL. Did they just drop news? They must. Hang on. Let me have a look. If they just dropped some news. TGL. This one's just flew. Yeah, 17 minutes ago, 500% revenue growth in 2026, driven by advancements in fintech and digital asset ecosystem. Nice. Let me just post that. Right, let's see, let's see. I'll look at the chart now, give me a second. TGL, this one needs a bit more volume. Let's see, 1 o'clock. So this one's got resistance at 0.80, and it's got some strong support at that 70 area, low 70s. So that's the support and resistance levels. QTTB is currently bouncing off the VAP, so you want to see it bounce here and break that 450. Looks like it wants to close over that 9-day EMA. Let's see. QTTB is definitely the main one I'm watching today. That MAIA. MAIA. I mentioned this one on the weekend. They had some insider buying recently. I don't know if any of you seen it. It's currently at 10%, but it's low volume right now. Chart does look nice on the daily as well. QTTB currently just hit a new high today, 453. Has to break this 450 area. The more it rejects here, the more likely it's going to pull back. So you need to be just watching this 450 area. Breaks this, it can C5. TGL, let me have another look at this one. Yeah, so this one's currently just broke its resistance at 81. It's hit a new high today at 85. That massive candle, I don't know if you guys can see it on the 1 minute chart. You can see a massive like long wick where it goes down all the way to 0.69 and it closed at 0.79. That's like a good indicator that there's strong buyers because it's gone all the way down to that sell price and then it's been bought all the way back up. So that's an indication of strong buyers, which is usually bullish. Just a chart thing to look out for. QTTB, this one's really struggling at this 450 area. SLDB had some news. Wolf is getting a bit of movement. Let's see, Lucy, let's have a look. This one must have, let me just check this one for news. It's the only trouble, when I'm on live, I usually miss the news. Yeah, news 3 minutes ago, I'll put it in the Discord, I'll put it in the YouTube. There you go. Lucy. Let me look at the chart now, hang on. Let's see. No. Give me a second. So as you can see with this one, it's got some resistance in that 170 area. It's rejected it multiple times. It's got some support in that 160, so you want to see it bounce off this 160 area. Let's see, let's see. QTTB. This one don't want to give up. So this one's still above its 9-day EMA, so it's still bullish right now. I'm looking for a MACD crossover soon. Give me a second, guys. My dog's barking. as I was on about earlier, if that Cala, I don't know if any of you were in here at the time, but I was saying that 200-day moving average for Cala was support, and as you can see, if you look at the chart, it's bounced right off it. So you can see it went to that, like 104 range, bounced off of that, which is support, and now you're getting 120. So that's nearly like that's a 10% plus move. So that's some good moves there. That's what you want to be looking out for, these support levels. So like you got a 200-day moving average. Usually with penny stocks, when you're day trading, you don't actually hit the 200-day moving average very often. So if you do, that is one of the support levels. The main ones are the 9-day and the 20-day. And obviously you got the VAP as well as another support slash resistance level. So obviously above the VAP is bullish, and obviously below is bearish. So if you're below the VAP and you're testing the VAP, that's resistance. And then obviously if you're above the VAP and you're going down to the VAP, that's support. So it's just a few things you want to be looking out for. QTTB, this one's currently turning bearish right now. The MACD's gone red and it's widening. It's gone below the VAP as well, so you want to see if it closes these candles below the VAP, because right now it's looking a bit of like the sellers are in control. Cala had a really nice bounce off that support. 124 taps from 104. Nice. CYPH is down 20% nearly. A lot of crypto stocks are getting hit hard today. Let's see. See, as I was on about that Lucy as well, you can see it's like respected that 160 area. So as long as it holds this, it's good. But obviously if it breaks below that, you're likely looking for a pullback, further pullback. Got some resistance at 170. Let's see. For QTTB here, you want to see a confirmation here. So you want to see this green candle close, and then you want to see another one above that with a slightly longer candle, just to confirm it's going back up. Let's see, what stocks is everyone watching? NFE just needs some volume. It's not got too much right now. Like I'm looking at the chart on the 1 minute with NFE and it's a bit all over the place. Obviously there isn't enough volume right now, for my liking anyway. Let's see. QTTB, this one's the main one right now. It's currently got the most volume going. You want to be watching this candle now. You want to see it close about that 9-day move in average and the VAT. Obviously the longer the candle, the more bullish. And it's showing you the sentiment, so which way the market wants to go. Let's see. Michael Saylor's strategy buys 130 Bitcoin worth 11.7 million. He's on a buying spree. Let's see what that done to the price. MicroStrategy still down 5% nearly. Let's see. So for Cala, it's sitting at its 9-day moving average is 116, and the VAP's at about the same price. So just watch those levels. Let's see. SND getting a bit of movement, 5%. Let's see. Cala recently, I think it had some resistance around this 127. So look for a break around here, 127. It might encounter some resistance. Nice 7% in the last 1 minute. MACD's turned quite bullish as well. 127 it had resistance earlier, so just watch out for that level. Um, QTTB is just hugging this VAP line right now. So it's a bit indecisive. It's a bit sideways right now, so it could be consolidating for the next leg up. You want to be watching those candles closely. Right now it's just sideways trading. There's a doji on the 5 minute, which usually means neither bar or seller in control, so it's just sideways trading right now. Uh, if it breaks 5, it can probably run pretty hard because that's major resistance. Usually when you break a major resistance, the shorts just usually get destroyed. So they'll be doing everything they can to stop it going above that. That's what, and you got a lot of people. You got to think set their sales at $5. It's the same with like 4.50, $4. People set their prices here, and that's why you always encounter strong resistance. And obviously, you can use historical resistance on the chart and see where the stock topped out and rejected multiple times. Calla needs to break this 127. It had resistance earlier at 138 as well, so that's another level to watch after. Uh, it's had a strong recovery off that 200-day moving average. Um, as you can see as well, I don't know if DRCT, this one's currently testing its 200-day moving average, so this is now being used as resistance, whereas earlier it was support, so it can flip very quick. The main charts I use when day trading are obviously the 1 minute and 5 minute, but I mainly use the 1 minute chart. It's where most of my trades will occur. Um, MAIA. This one I mentioned on the weekend had some good some insider buys, and it's currently up 11%. Not a lot of volume. Chart had a nice reversal off that bottom of 0.87. This SMX, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't do an offer in pre-market. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets a bit of a movement in the market open because a lot more people can trade then. Very volatile, very risky. DRCT is trying to break its resistance right now. Um, I'm not usually a fan of when a stock trades like QTTB sideways because you get no confirmation from either way, so I usually avoid it. It's a bit choppy, but that's just me in my opinion. Needs to hold that $4. That was huge resistance earlier, so it needs to keep this as support. Cala's still going 35%. Let's see. Crypto's taking a big hit today. Uh, is there any other runners? Let's have a look. Let's see. So Lucy fell to hold support. SGN trash. Let's see. So Kala is currently going for that 138 resistance test, it looks like. So this was where strong resistance was earlier. So that's another level to watch. If it can break 138, it can likely see that 150 test again. What you don't want to see it doing is triple topping at that 150, because that's a bearish sign. Needs to break that 138 though. Oh god. Let's see what else have we got running. RPGL. NFE. This one needs just a bit of volume, and I might be able to see some movement. Hit 176, I believe, in pre-market this morning, like 4 a.m. sometime. So right now it looks like Kala just rejected that resistance zone, and it's currently pulling back. So you want to watch where this candle closes, because it's below the 9 EMA right now, and the VAP's just a bit below. So be looking for a bounce around there. If not, it likely pull back to that 200-day moving average again. QTTB. It looks like it wants a break, but it's facing some stiff resistance right now. As long as it holds 4, it looks bullish. Needs to hold 4. SGBX. Let's have a look. SGBX. Yeah, this one just no volume really right now, so I'm not too interested in this one. I prefer stocks with high volume. Right now, I'm not seeing much from it. Might be one of those that gains in market open. QTTB is currently testing the VAP, so you want to see it break above here, try and break out. Let's see. The MACD looks like it's going to cross over in a few minutes, so let's see. Well, so we got DRCT currently testing its 200-day. So Kala right now is currently just sitting above the VAP, so you want to see it bounce here, otherwise likely it's going to pull back to that 200-day moving average around 109, where I'd be looking for a bounce. Let's see. There isn't too much going on right now, to be honest. CIIT, this one must have just had news or something. Let me quickly have a look. CIIT, let's have a look. This one's currently shooting up, CIIT. I can't see any news. Let me check. Hang on. CIIT. CIIT currently flying. I can't see any news right now. Don't know what's going on with this one. I do plan on getting some custom scanners soon, so these are like expensive paid ones, so they have more like I can get multiple ones and they can show different things, so it will be better. So I do plan on getting them soon, and I'll just put them on the live, so even when I'm not here or if I'm not chatting, you guys can use them. I think you'll find them helpful as they'll pick up momentum plays like CITT. You can find ones like that. And obviously I drop the pre-market and after hour news pretty much instant as soon as it comes out, because I just pay for gotta pay for it. CIIT, this one's currently flying. I can't see any news, but The order book is so thin for this one. So it currently has support around this 50 area. 50 support. I can't see any news for this one, so it's just pumping. Always got to be careful with these no news pumps. RVSN, let's have a look. Did this one just have news? Let me have a quick check. Obviously, when I'm on live and speaking, I do miss the news a little bit. So if I'm not on the live, I'll usually drop the news instantly as soon as I see it. RVSN just currently add news. I'll drop it in the the live. Let's see, let's see. So RVSN currently has support around that 0.45. So you want to see it break that 4.5 up 4.8. Obviously 0.50 for pennies is quite a psychological resistance. So need some big volume here. Needs to break that 0.50. God, just knifed. See, as you can see from that candle currently on the 1 minute, it rejected that 0.49 hard. Let's see. QTTB, I'm watching this one. It looks like it's MACD wants to cross over in a few minutes. So if you see a bullish MACD crossover, this could be signaling reverse uptrend possible. So Cala right now is currently bouncing off his VAP levels. So you want to see it hold here. RVSN. So this one rejected 0.49 very hard. As you can see on the chart, massive red body candle signaling very bearish. Needs to bounce off that 0.41. Oh god. So Cala currently bouncing off his VAT. Need to see it hold here. Let's see, let's see. So QTTB, I'm waiting to see if this one has a bullish MACD crossover. It's just crossed over the bullish MACD on QTTB. And as you can see, it's getting a bit of movement. MACD's just turned bullish. 450 needs to break big resistance. MACD's just turned bullish. And as you can see, it's getting some strong volume as that confirmation from other day traders. 450 big resistance. Let's see. Oh, oh. As you can see, I don't know if any of you are looking, but on the 9 EMA chart, on the 5 minute chart, you can see it's held that 9 EMA the whole time, which is good. And currently, it's just crossed MACD bullish on the 1 minute chart, so looking for it to break this 430, and then you can go for 450 and then 5, but 5 will have some huge resistance at. Cala is currently bouncing off his VAP, needs to break that 135, and then you can be thinking about that 150 again. Let's see. Main ones I'm watching right now are QTTB and Kala. Main two I'm watching right now. QTTB and Kala. Needs to break 450. MACD just turned bullish as well. Getting a bit of volume coming in as well. What else have we got? Let's see. CIIT is currently moving, but it's got no news, so should be a bit cautious with that one. Let's see. Kala. This one don't want to break that 135. This QTTB is having some strong resistance at this 430. Still looks bullish right now though. This play reminds me of if they break these key levels, it could just go crazy because the amount of resistance is hitting right now. I've seen it in the past. As soon as you break those resistance levels, the shorts just get squeezed and it can just fly crazy. But obviously, it has to break it. If it doesn't, it can pull back quite hard. Baru had news earlier. This one needs a breakout over 0.26. It's got not really much volume right now. Oh god. You want to be looking for that 450 break, and then you can be thinking about 5, but 5 will have some huge resistance. So will 450. This one does have a low float, so it can move very fast in both directions. Yeah, I do plan on getting some custom scanners. I'm thinking maybe next week or the week after. And then there's a few other things I want to get as well. I need to set up my other monitor. I was meant to do it this weekend, but I forgot. So I will be setting that up as well. So I can have the live on one stream. And then I can obviously focus on everything else. QTTB, this one needs to go for 450. Right now the MACD is looking quite bullish, so I'm waiting on this one. See if it can break. It's getting some strong bars coming off that 9 EMA 420, so it has to break here. It's getting 450. You want to be looking for that break. Then you can be thinking about 5. Right now the chart's looking bullish. Kala. So Kala's currently rejected that 130 area quite a few times, so it's indicating some strong resistance there now. And short sellers might be in control. Obviously, manage your own risk, and you guys, I can't tell you guys when to sell or buy. That's up to you. You've got to manage your own risk. What else is running? Let's have a look. DRCT. So this one's currently sitting just below resistance. NFE, not really much going on, no volume. To be honest, the main stocks I'm watching are QTTB and Kala, the ones with volume. Yes, nice pop on that QTTB. The chart was signaling very bullish. Now the next test is a 5, which is major resistance. So this is a huge resistance where a lot of people have their sell orders just below 5 or at 5. So you want to keep that in mind. But if it can break 5, this one could go crazy. But just remember, there is huge resistance at this level. See, the thing with these chart patterns is they're more accurate when you got high volume. That's why I mainly trade high volume stocks, because if you're with low volume stocks, they're just not accurate. Obviously, not the sentiment and the chart, it won't be 100% accurate, but it's usually right more times than not. So even if it's 60% right at the time, it's still 10% more than being wrong. So the patterns do usually come off. You just gotta learn them. As you could see with that 430 area, it hasn't dropped below the 9-day moving average at all. And every time it went near it, just got bought up. The MACD crossed over, and as soon as you saw that MACD crossover, it went up. So you want to be waiting for confirmations before looking at plays. Obviously, this one's got some strong resistance now, so 5 will be huge resistance, so it needs to break that. There was a bit of selling at 470, so just keep watching. You don't want to ever let greed take over, just manage your risk. Stocks can fall just as quick as they rise. Uh, NFE needs volume. QTTB. This one's currently got quite a lot of volume, so it's just the main watcher for today right now. Same with Kala, main watcher right now. Waiting on more news plays that might come in about half hour, 10 minutes. Let's see. Uh, AHMA. Now, this one is flying. I don't know if they've had any news. It might be a China play. Let me quickly check. These China plays are known for crazy moves. It's a Arab Emirates. So this one's flying right now. I don't think it had any news. Let me check. Give me a second. Quickly check. No, I can't see any news. So this one's likely a pump and dump. Um, that is a hell of a red candle. 1273 and closed at 7. I won't be looking at that one. QTTB, this one's currently looking bullish. The charts pattern looks very bullish right now. You want to be looking for that 470 break, and then you can get testing that 5. 5 is obviously huge resistance. Let's see, what are we looking at? Kala, so Kala's, this one needs to break that 135 area, just around that area. It's had some huge resistance here. It's failed multiple times. AHMA, this one is a very risky play. Omar News, let's have a look. OMER. QTTB. 4 minutes ago. Right, I'll put it in the live. There you go. So QTTB, this one can test 5. Could see some huge resistance at this range. Some of the patterns I'm seeing on this chart are bullish right now. Those 2 red candles and then a close above it, and then you get the confirmation of the one close above it is bullish on the 1 minute chart. Right, let's see, what are we looking at? Omar, let me have a quick look. this one has got zero volume, so I'm not looking at that one. You want to see this QTTB break this 470, then you could be thinking about that 5. So currently we're looking at the main stocks I'm watching. I'm going to post in the thing right now. Cala, QTTB, and these are the main two I'm watching right now. They got the most volume and they're the most attractive to me right now. Great moves on QTTB. Great moves. Honestly, when you start reading the chart patterns, it becomes a lot easier. Obviously, it's not always 100% accurate. Nothing is, but most of the time, these patterns you get a 60% or even higher. More often than not, they come through. As other day traders use these similar patterns, so you're just following other day traders basically. You're all predicting the same thing. That's why these levels are key, like the 9-day moving average, the VAP, the 200-day moving average, all for support and resistance levels, which I did cover in some videos. Obviously candle patterns as well, so when you see like a wick candle, or when you get like the long body candles, or a doji, or a shooting star hanging man, which can be bearish. So yeah, $5. I'm expecting huge resistance right now around this area, $5. A lot of people have their sells below it, so if it breaks 5, it can explode. This one doesn't really have much resistance, to be honest, on the daily chart from what I'm seeing. But obviously $5 is a huge psychological level, so I'm watching this here. So QTTP currently going for that. Right, let's have a look. QTTB got that $5, so a lot of resistance around this area as I mentioned, so something to look out for. Amazing moves today. Baru, B-U-R-U, getting a little bit of movement. 0.26 is breakout level, so you want to be watching this and you want to be looking for some volume to confirm it. Obviously, I had news earlier about with the Italian company Tecne. Posted it on my Twitter. Let's see. QTTB, I mentioned this many times, this is my main watcher this morning. So if for this stock right now, it's currently testing this 9-day moving average, so you want to see it bounce here on this 470 range. If not, it can fall to that 450, and then you'll be looking at that 430 range again. Cala's really struggling in this 130 range. Let's see. So, do any of you guys use the scanner when I'm on YouTube? I'm interested to know, because I will be getting a custom one soon. I just wonder if people will use it or not. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just looking for something. Right, so hang on. Right, FTEL tiny float is 790k with a bit of news. Let's quickly look at the news. Give me a second. FTEL 3 million share repurchase program. So FTL, let's have a quick look at the chart. Let's see what this one's doing. FTL. So this one is a tiny float. So yep, getting some strong movement. I'm not surprised. Right, so let's have a look at the support levels. See, this only trouble when I'm speaking, I miss all these plays. That's why I prefer not to speak, because it's hard to catch them all. So FTL currently is sitting at support around that 105 area, so it needs to hold this area. It hit some strong resistance at 122. So this one's currently sitting at support, FTEL 105 area, that's support. And then resistance is 122. So you want to be watching for some volume with this one. It's got a tiny float. Don't think that float on that site was accurate. Let me check. So it has a float of around 5 million. 5 million float. So it's still a tiny float, low float. You want to see this one coming with some volume. It's sitting at support 105, so 122 is resistance. It's looking like it's getting some strong bars coming in around that 9 EMA, so let's see. Low floats are very volatile. Needs to hold this support level. News was 3 million share repurchase program, so locking up the float even more. Obviously, with these share buybacks, they're usually at the discretion of the company, so they may not even ever execute it for ages. So you got to be careful sometimes. But obviously, it is good news. Let me just check at a minute. Share repurchase program offer is that so the company, it's over the next 24 months. This share repurchase program, so 24 months. It says all repurchased shares will be held as a treasury stock or cancelled. It may be suspended, modified, or terminated at any time. So you just want to be careful as well. They can cancel it or terminate the buyback at any time. So it obviously depends on the company's cash. If they've got a lot of cash, then it's likely it will happen. If they don't have a lot of cash, it's likely they'll cancel it. No obligation to repurchase any specific number of shares. So yeah, these share buybacks can be a bit dodgy sometimes. Obviously, if they go through with it, it will lock up the float and make it even smaller. So it can be good. Yeah, a lot of the time with the news is it gives a great headline, and then if you go into it a bit more, you can sometimes find out it's not maybe not be as good as you think. You've got to be careful. I'm seeing a lot of crypto related stocks down today. So ASST, KANCIFR. Few crypto stocks getting hit today. Obviously, there was news this morning. I think it was Japan's 20-year yield and 10-year yield have all been rising. Obviously, to levels I haven't seen since like 2019. So that spooked the markets, and crypto obviously fell heavy, like $5,000. And obviously the markets are quite deep red right now, so just want to be careful today. Don't want to be over trading or anything. Yeah, Bitcoin's dumping mainly due to the news of the Japan yields, treasury yields are rising, which isn't good. So it's spooking the markets right now. Obviously next month is the interest rate decision, and it's likely to be cut, so hopefully that can get some momentum back into the stock market. send us possibly to all-time highs. Let's see. So QTTB, this one needs to hold this here, this level here, 450. Otherwise, it's likely going to test that 430 again, and it needs to bounce there because if it doesn't, it's likely going to pull back a lot further. What else is moving? Anything else moving? Let's see. AHNA. This one is crazy. So me personally, I wouldn't play this stock, but it does have potential to go crazy. I just don't like the stop movement. Too risky for me. Right now it does look bullish. It's above the 9-day moving average. It's got some strong volume as well. The MACD is nearly turning bearish. Let's have a look. It's nearing that oversold level as well, so it's extremely risky, this one. I believe it's pumping on no news, so just be careful. FTL, let's have a look. 17%. So yeah, so FTL, that one's getting some big volume right now. If they do go through with the share buyback, this one has a tiny float of 5 million, so if they do go through with the share buyback, this one could be locked up and could fly very high. But obviously they can cancel it any time they want, so just got to be careful. Let's see. So NFE, this one needs more volume. I'm not a fan of this one right now. Needs some volume. We should get some more news plays very soon in the next 10 minutes. BURU, this one has some resistance at 0.26. That's where its 50-day moving average is currently sitting. Let's see. So MAIA, this one's responding well to recent insider buying. So I believe they had like, I think it was like 30,000 shares. Obviously, it's not crazy, but it's still insider buying, which gives investors optimism. Let's see, FTEL. So FTEL, you want to be watching for that volume again. I'm watching that 113 level. It's currently where the VAP and 9-day moving average is. I missed this on the chart, but if you look at FTL's 1 minute chart, you can see it had a red candle, and then the candle next to it was just the same but green, and that usually like a big one, and that usually indicates a reversal, like a short body one. This one's moving, flying. As you can see again with FTL, if you look at the 1 minute chart and you see those two red candles with the bullish MACD cross really widening as well, and then you got those two candles, you see they go down and they get bought back up, both of them. That's another bullish chart pattern. So these chart patterns, they do come off quite a lot. No, I've not made any trades today. When I'm on live, I can't trade. I can't trade when I'm on live. I'm too focused on looking for everything else, so I can't really trade when I'm live. If I go quiet, on Discord or the live. That's usually when I'm trading. QTTB would have been a great one today. Had some nice moves. Let's see. If FTL does actually go through with this share buyback, this one could be huge because the float would be very locked. And I currently looked, and they have a lot of cash. They have nearly. Wait, let me check. My things froze. Give me a second, guys. My things froze. So they currently have 839 months of cash. So they got a lot of cash, so they can afford this buyback. Obviously, I would need to check the history of the company. Aton. I recognise this name, Aton. I know this one struggles to hold gains. I've seen this one run many times in the last few weeks pre-market. It always struggles to hold gains. Let's have a look. Let's check the news out. Aton. Maybe this time will be different, but every time the stocks ran in the past few weeks, it's never held gains. Let me see. First fleet of Nvidia. So Nvidia mentioned, so that's usually good. Nvidia 200 GP. So the news is alright, to be fair. Usually when you get anything Nvidia, you can see a nice little pop. My only concern with this stock is I've never seen it hold gains, so usually past history from how the stock acts usually correlates. So I'm just a bit cautious on that one. So the current support for Aton is that 213, so it needs to hold that. 213 needs to hold this level it's at right now. This one doesn't usually hold gains, so just be careful. QTTB, this one's nearing the VAP right now, so you want to be seeing a bounce from here. Oh god. Yeah, this AHMA one, this one's crazy. The chart is really bullish right now, but I just don't like the stock. So just manage your own risk. The chart is bullish. It's not dropped below its 9-day moving average once in the past 20 minutes, so it is bullish. This one's going up on no news, so just be cautious. This one does have no news. It's an Arab stock, United Arab Emirates, travel agency stock. No news. It currently looks like it's hitting a bit of resistance right now at that 1140, so no news, be careful. FTEL, you want to watch for a bounce here at this 113. Yeah, 6 minutes, we should get some news, please. Only been out in October, so could see a run. Let's see. Calipop. Some of these stocks like Cala, SMX, they wouldn't surprise me if on open they see some bit of a volatile movement. As I know they're both quite retail heavy. Both of them been trending a bit. Same with NFE, it's another one as well. This one's trending on Reddit right now, NFE. Not much volume going on right now though. These Reddit plays can go crazy sometimes. So QTTB, this one currently needs a hold here. The MACD has turned bearish. The MACD actually turned bearish at 5, which I mentioned before. 5, you go come into some strong resistance. So seeing the MACD turn bearish as well, and now you can see it's gone all the way down to 417. So this basically is telling you at the top there, it's like sell me, basically saying when the MACD turns bearish, it's basically a signal. Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but usually the chart patterns do play out on heavy volume stocks. Yeah, this HHMA is a crazy one. So it did hit 1273 pre-market and it rejected really hard. So watch that level. A break of that this one could go crazy. This one doesn't really have any resistance. This one's IPO'd the other day. IPO'd a few weeks ago, going crazy. It doesn't really have any resistance, so this one can just do whatever. It's wild. I'm not playing it myself. I can't see any news for the stock either, so gotta be careful with these no news stocks. But yeah, this one doesn't really have much resistance, so it can fly very high. Uh, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. It's been a pretty good pre-market, to be fair, considering the market is deep red. We've had some good winners on here. Cala, QTTB. Aton is getting a bit of movement. Aton, ATON, getting a bit of movement. AHMA 12 has got some strong resistance. What stocks is everyone watching? Oh god. 2 o'clock, 2 minutes. Let's see. Give some news. Good news. Let's see. Is the light blurry for anyone, or is it alright? ARRE. This one's chart setup is quite nice. Not got much volume at the minute though. QTTB. This one's currently looking quite bearish right now. AHMA, the next level is 12. 1 minute and we should get some news, please, guys. 1 minute. 111. Let's see. Obviously today I'm expecting to be very volatile. There's a few things going on this week with the Fed and US data. So obviously Japan's 20-year yield it's just hit its highest level since like 1988 or something, I believe. So that's why the market's quite deep red today. And Bitcoin's obviously fell like $5,000. So just want to be a bit careful this week and today. FTEL currently popping, bounced off that VAP. This one has a tiny float. Company announced a share repurchase program of 3 million shares. 2 o'clock. Let's see, let's see, let's see. So we got some news here. So we got some news. NTHI. NTHI. Let's see, let's see. FTEL. So let's see. FTEL has some resistance at that 140, so that's the level you want to break next for more. That 150 would be a big psychological test as usual with pennies. QTTB. This one's going for a VAT test right now, so it needs to break that. Cala, this one's just sideways trading right now. It's not got much volume. Let's see what's going on. AHMA. This one has some strong resistance at that 12. Obviously, it can break that. This one's not really got many walls, so it can go crazy. Trump to hold Venezuela meeting today. So that's some news. Trump to hold Venezuela meeting today. I'm not really seeing any resistance really on FTL now till 150. There's not much. The level 2 book is showing a big sell order around that 150 mark. So that's where it's likely to encounter some strong resistance. So watch for that 140 break. I am going to be going off live soon, but I'll leave the live on with the scanner, but I just won't be talking. So if you guys want to still use the scanner, you can just use it on here. So I'll leave my live on, but I won't be talking soon. I'll still be talking in the YouTube and the Discord though, so if you need anything, just let me know. FTL, you want to see it bounce here at 125. In about 5 minutes I'm going to stop speaking, but I'll leave the live on with the scanner so you guys can still use it. Let's see, let's see. Give us some news. So some more news. INMB. INMB. Not really any volume. Wolf. Let's have a look. There's a AHMH. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's broke that 12. This one doesn't really have any resistance. As you can see on the daily, there's just no really resistance levels after 12. So the main thing you want to be watching with this one is the order book on level 2 of where you might see some big sells. This one is very thin and can go crazy because it's just IPO'd recently, so it's got a low float. The float is all locked up. So this one doesn't really have much resistance. So you want to be following the chart to see where it rejects and you want to be looking at level 2, the order book, to see where you might encounter some resistance. New IPO, I believe, about like 2 weeks ago, I think. Let's see. NCT. This one's thin. This one is looking very thin. They just announced news 10 minutes ago. Let me go get the news. So NCT, this was the news 50 minutes ago. SVRN. Give me a second. SVRN. Let's have a look. Oh, freaking hell. I am gonna stop speaking now on the live, but I'm gonna leave the live on so you guys can still use a scanner. Um, I'll be talking in the Discord and the YouTube, so just message me in either one of them and I'll reply. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna stop speaking now.